Koroma. I work for Rokupr Development Administration.
You are one of the facilitators in helping out that journalists in Makeni and beyond benefit from a 3-day screening in a bid to look at 3 main diseases that are affecting individuals within this particular sector and the country as a whole. Why choosing TB, malaria, and HIV and AIDS?
We believe that these are the 3 diseases that are really affecting a lot of people in the country. And we cannot do everything. We have to concentrate a specific area, and that's why we said, okay, we have to bring up, civil societies have to come together. So we came together and said, we developed CACAP. We formed CACAP, a civil society organization that is looking at the 3 diseases. So we called the journalists here today to really look at how can they be really looking at these diseases. What are the barriers in their reporting? And they need also to be abreast with realities. What's the present reality? What's the present statistics about the 3 diseases that have been published? Because sometimes we can publish things, but the journalists cannot get those figures. So what are the figures that we publish? How many people are currently on treatment for HIV? How many people have been treated for malaria in the past year and TB? So those are the good things that we are looking at critically. Also, we needed to really sharpen the reporting format of journalists. How can they report on these 3 diseases? We looked at also gray areas. We did some research which we discussed with the journalists. This is the research that we have done, and how can we really improve on these areas, those that we call gray areas, and like the way they cover the time that is allotted to this program, the HIV, TB, and malaria. What's the time allotted to this program? How can we improve on this program? How can the reporting be improved? And how do we look at the media? How will each media house can really look at improving on the reporting of it? And those are the things that we really discuss these 3 days, and those are the things that we really want the media to really try to institute into their own various houses, so that the reporting can be improved. Also, we looked at the terminologies that should have been used, and these things are very, very important, the terminologies that we use in each of these diseases, so that we can use terminologies not to stigmatize people. So those are the things that we really equip the journalists so that they can go train the other journalists behind, and they can continue to report on health issues, balanced, credible, with figures, and those are the things that we really do.
So what are the expectations from the general public?
We are expecting that the journalists, when they go to their various media houses, the reporting is going to be improved, and the general public will really look at having very good reporting. Yes, there were good reporting, but we are going to improve things that have been improved. That journalists now will be looking at figures, journalists will be looking at the credibility, how they can work on the credibility of the report, where they can get the source of the report, and how they can work with civil society organizations. Also, the thing is to build the bridge between journalists and the civil society organizations. We can be the human rights activists, but without the journalists giving us the podium to talk, then we cannot really talk. So those are the things that we came to discuss. How can we really get the podium to talk in their own way to various media, so that we can improve information and we can improve the relationship. And when we improve our relationship, so that we can be the watchdog, we are all saying journalists are watchdogs, civil societies are watchdogs, then we can do the watchdog work together, hand in glove. The marriage will be very, very strong. That's what we are looking at.
Are there plans to ensure that other sets of groups benefit from short trainings?
We hope we can have the resources to train other people. We hope we can have it, but we are really thinking that these journalists will serve as the trainers. They will go to their various radio stations and train other people on what they have learned. So that's what we are talking about.
So how was the 3-day screening like with the journalists? How responsive they were?
I mean, it was very good, and people said it is one of its kind yet in Makeni over a very long time, where civil societies and journalists will come together to discuss issues relating to health, to discuss issues relating to reporting, to look at the barriers in reporting, barriers in getting information. Those things are very, because also civil societies also, we need to get information. How do we get the information, and how do we put out those information? I mean, it was a very, very good thing, and they were everybody was pleased after the training, and they said, this is one of its kind, and we hope we can really improve on such training, so that it can build the capacity of the journalists, it can build the capacity of the individual people, and it can help to improve the media outlook landscape in the northern region.
Do you think it is very much important to have regular trainings of short nature?
Oh yes, we'll be having regular trainings looking at various different areas, other areas, and this one we really look at how we can bring the statistics to journalists, how journalists can report good reporting, what we refer to as good reporting. So these are the things that we do. But we are hoping that after this there will be other sessions that we will look at other areas, the method of reporting, how can we do health reporting and those things. Although we did that, but we did not cover extensively that we may want to do. But in the future we will be looking at programs that we will looking at specific area and how we can improve the capacity of the media people.
So what is the message for those individuals that are part of these targeted groups that are individuals that have suffered from these 3 diseases that are targeted?
We believe that when the journalists will go, there should be an improved way of looking at the terminologies. They look at it will improve. Those terminologies we are talking about, we have done a lot of terminologies. We refer the journalists to the UNAIDS terminologies 2015. Most of them have it now, and how they will look at. I mean, we know that when they are reporting, the way of reporting is going to change, because they have learned a lot of terminologies and how to describe issues and how we can improve on those things. And we believe that this will really help to improve the media landscape.
All right, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.